I don't know what to title, thumbnail, call this video. Essentially, I want to answer the question, what the is going on with the Black Ops 7 game as a whole? And if you don't know what I mean, we are now under a month away from the launch of Black Ops 7. And right now, if you go to the Call of Duty YouTube channel, for example, we have, okay, haunting event, haunting event, haunting event, haunting event. And this was the last time that we had Black Ops 7. Now, I'm willing to bet this week we're going to be getting some things for the game, but it's probably not what you're thinking. We have to go back in time to fully understand this. So let's go to the Call of Duty channel 1 year ago. So 1 year ago, we had Call of Duty Next, which was right here. And then we had the COD Pod, which we just had. Then we had the open beta, which we just had. And then the haunting happened. So it's the exact same thing as last year. Now, what marketing happened for Black Ops 6 after this? Well, that is when we started to see the replacer. A lot of the replacer. Now, one thing we did get is the story so far, and I do expect to see one more of these. I'm going to be making one of these. Watch mine, it'll be better. And then we get another COD pod. I'm guessing we get one more COD pod before the launch of the game. But there's a bunch of things that we haven't received yet that had already happened at this point. Like the PC launch trailer, we'll probably get one of those as well. Accolades trailer, that one, it might be a little bit weak. Now, as a whole, there is not much here until season 1. Like it's just replacer, replacer, launch, replacer. Like there's launch right there. So I went back a little bit further, a little bit further, and I looked at Treyarch, and I'm like, hey, did they do anything last year for launch? No. They are doing far more this year with the dev talks than they did last year. They basically released the song, the making of the music of Black Ops 6, and that's all they released. So where did we get all of the intel last year, and where are we going to get it this year? Well, from what I have found, it was almost all on the Call of Duty blog. Now, here's what's weird. The marketing is very different for Black Ops 7 this year, where we haven't received any gameplay of campaign, like none, which happens for one of two reasons. With Treyarch, it could very potentially be because their campaign that they've created this year is amazing, and they know it, and they're hiding it from us because they want that like one more thing. Look at this. It's possible. There is an option number 2. That is that this game sucks in regards to campaign, which is very, very possible. Very possible. Now, again, I want to go back to what happened last year. So last year, we got the road to launch. Now there's 2 different roads to launch. There's one here, which that one's a week before launch. And then there's this one, which was almost exactly a month before launch. I expect to see one of these blog posts probably this week. Now, this is going to include like a bunch of things that are coming at launch that we don't know yet. And it should give us some timelines as well, but there's not much in that one. Now, then you have the campaign story so far. Then you just have random things like audio innovations, multiplayer maps and modes. Then about a week before the game launches, this was, I think, 6 days before Black Ops 6 launched, we get this. And this is when you get your times, when everything is launching, how it is launching, the new UI, if we're doing a new UI, which we kind of already seen, and it's still going to be through Call of Duty HQ unless they pull a last minute bait and switch. So all of this, really, we need a campaign. We need a campaign story so far, maybe a campaign mission, and a breakdown of what endgame is. Those are the only things we haven't received. We also know, and I'll pull this up real quick, we also know that coming this week, we're going to have a multiplayer dev talk. Now, we know this from the Treyarch Twitter, which I will pull up momentarily, but I don't really see there being too much crazy there. Like, we did receive the one this week about zombies, and there really wasn't that much. We went over it. It's already up on the channel if you want to check that out. But they said, this was earlier this week, after this week's upcoming Zombies Dead talk, we'll be back with Matt to talk movement, aim assist, footsteps, mantling, and big changes to MP. Now, I'm guessing that dev talk, because they're putting out dev talks, is going to be next Friday. They seem to do it every Friday later in the day around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the week after that, I'd be willing to bet is probably going to be an endgame dev talk / campaign dev talk. The problem is you can't really talk about endgame without giving spoilers for the campaign. So how exactly are they going to do that? Now, there's still more that they need to show us. So going back to the blog post, because none of this was really showing off in trailers or anything like that. It was all pretty much blog posts. And if you look for the launch day, this is the launch day, October 23rd. We'll come back to that in a second. But before that, we had gear up, the equipment, all of the equipment, score streaks, perks, things like that. Then we had the weapons. This is the weapon detail. I'm blocking it right now. I can scroll up the weapons. And then we had the big progression blog. Now, I think this is something that we will probably get around a week before the game comes out. They're going very big on progression, and they're probably going to show us everything from zombies, the prestiges. We haven't seen the prestiges yet. Weapon prestiges, they're going to have to go into that. Camos, they're going to have a blog post like that. So that's coming too. And then like launch day. So like October 23rd, you're going to look here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blog posts the day before launch. And we have October 24th, the accessibility features, and then October 25th, the game actually comes out. So that is everything we will probably see. Now, we need a road to launch. We need an end game. I would expect to see a campaign mission. I think it'd be very weird if we didn't see a campaign mission, and then maybe talk about how progression will work in campaign. But we're basically radio silent from now to launch. Like there's going to be a PC trailer. There might be a campaign trailer. There's going to be a story so far, which we will cover. And that's pretty much it. Now, here's the thing. Here's the actual question. And the thing that I think a lot of people are going to have up in the air. Is this enough to combat Battlefield? And not only Battlefield, we also have Arc Raiders. So Arc Raiders is coming out in essentially 11 days from when I make this. And then 14 days, so 25 days after today, we have Call of Duty. And potentially, somewhere in there, we're also going to have Battlefield Battle Royale. Okay. So with Call of Duty, maybe there is another option that they do the replacer. I think that would be a huge mistake. I think last year they went way overboard with the replacer, and that's the exact thing that people don't want. And that's what Call of Duty got dunked on this year with Battlefield. When Battlefield put out that trailer when they're like, Zac Efron as the Assault, and then they blew him up. Like that's the exact thing that they made fun of. So I don't really see them doing that to me. Like I personally don't. But I could be very wrong with that. So who exactly knows on that one? Now, this is the main question, right? We have Battlefield going on right now. I'm just going to throw some gameplay on in the background as we talk here. We have Battlefield going on. And this is probably going to be way too loud. We have Battlefield going on, and Call of Duty is trying to promote itself. But can they? Can Battlefield survive against Call of Duty? Yeah, they already have proven themselves. But can Call of Duty thrive in a time where they already struggle with a PC audience? 100%. They already do. They also have a huge problems right now with just community sentiment. Like right now, Battlefield can't do any wrong. Like Battlefield could come out and be like, oh, it turns out 50% of our games have cheaters, and people would be like, well, I didn't notice it, must be doing good. That's just where Battlefield is sitting right now. And I think it's essentially this. The game's a breath of fresh air. People haven't had it year in and year out. So where Battlefield can't do anything right, Call of Duty can do literally everything wrong. So Call of Duty is in this precarious spot where they have to do basically the next month perfectly in order to just compete with Battlefield. And after seeing 7 million sales in the first 3 days, that's Call of Duty levels of sales. Like it is. Modern Warfare 2019 sold more than that by $150 million in the first 3 days in 2019. But that's like one of the top selling games. So it is still possible that Black Ops 7 outsells Battlefield, but I don't know how they're going to. I don't know what other marketing they can do unless this endgame game mode is gangbustersly good. And I don't see that happening. So this is where we're sitting right now. This week will be a big week because I think we'll get a road to launch, and I think we will get the multiplayer dev talk, and I think they need like one more piece this week to fill in some blanks, but I don't know what. So we'll see. We'll stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some Call of Duty story videos coming in the next couple of weeks to get ready for Black Ops 7. So be sure to check out Inkslasher for that. And if there's anything Black Ops 7 you'd like me to talk about, let me know down in the comments. I just kind of wanted to make a video to kind of give you the position that Black Ops 7 is in right now and what we can expect to see or not see in some cases. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking.